The Chaser Report is recorded on Gadigal land.
Striving for mediocrity in a world of excellence. This is the Chaser Report.
Hello and welcome to the Chaser Report with Dom and Charles.
Hello, Charles.
And Dom, today we've got a fantastic story about this Hollywood star who went on social media and has liked a series of quite embarrassing to like posts. Like they're all sort of alt-right racist red-pilled posts that sort of make him out to be a complete and utter fuckwit.
Trying to work out who it is. Ashton Kutcher got cancelled recently for some sort of, I think it was transphobia or something,
Or supporting his rapist friend.
That's what it was. It was
Danny.
I knew it was something horrible.
Yeah.
And Mila Kunis, his wife, was implicated as well. I'm hoping this is the end of Ashton Kutcher forever. Or actually, if it's alt-right, was it Woody Harrelson for some reason? Because he turned from a libertarian into just an alt-right Pepe the Frog worshipping weirdo.
Yes. Well, it could be. Who knows who it is? You're going to have to listen to all these horrible long ads, some of which are about absolute scams like renewable gas, whatever that is, to find out.
We signed something saying we wouldn't disparage sponsors. I don't remember. Anyway, look, let's no one tell Acast, all right?
Do you like how the way I set up that story? I gave no details. It's very clickbaity.
That's true. That reminds me of using news.com.au, actually, where you just sort of jump on and the only way to find out who the story is about is to click on it.
Yes.
And it's almost always underwhelming.
Yes.
But you've clicked and they've got their money by then.
Well, that is because this story is a little bit underwhelming.
Okay, fantastic.
And like news.com, which is now pretty much entirely written by AI, as I understand it, this story also relates to AI, although I myself am not AI.
No, not yet. Not till I figure out how to replace you with some sort of bot.
So the guy, the famous Hollywood actor that I'm talking about, is, of course, the person that, household name, Ambrose Spellman.
Charles. Ambrose Spellman.
Yes!
That sounds like...
who would have thought that he'd be involved?
Ambrose, how could you?
Yeah.
That sounds like a kind of character name that's been made up in a sort of badly written romantic comedy. Ambrose Spellman?
It sounds like an AI-generated name.
Yeah, actually.
But no, he's in Netflix's The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Teenage Witch, yeah, I think I've heard of her.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, wait a minute. You're right. Ambrose Spellman is his character's name.
Oh, there you go.
The name of the actor is Chance Perdomo.
That's even more over there. Chance Perdomo. That was generated by an AI. I'm pretty sure. Chance Perdomo. Okay, great.
Anyway, so essentially he went around, or his social media accounts went around and liked a bunch of misogynistic red-pilled posts on Instagram and Twitter and started following trad masculine accounts, which is people who believe in traditional gender roles where the wife, doesn't do anything and just stays at home and looks after the husband. And the man no, it sounds like a really good idea. And
terrible.
The man goes out and provides for the wife.
That's much better if your wife goes out and provides. It's a fantastic system.
That's your grift.
I love it.
Well, that's my grift as well, actually. Yeah, and the accounts were things like right-wing savages and unwokeism and stuff like that. Anyway,
wow.
So his social media went on this sort of right-wing tilt, and so everyone, and because it happened across several different platforms, everyone thought, so this guy, who I must say is not white, like he's
he's a person of colour.
He's a person of colour. Was like he's obviously gone to that side of the sort of spectrum.
Now I'm assuming, Charles, there's something big coming because we've just spent about 5 minutes talking about an incredibly obscure actor liking a lot of stupid posts. Now, I'm willing to believe that there are some deeply stupid actors out there.
Yes.
But you got to have more for me than just an idiot from some show I haven't heard of liked a lot of stupid posts.
Should we find out after this ad break? No, we're not going to do another ad break. No. The twist is that this guy, and his character is a pansexual character. Like, it was totally out of character.
Yeah. You mean his character on the show, not his character in kind of real life.
Yeah. Like it was just sort of alienating everyone who followed him. He has blamed it on AI.
On AI?
Yes, he said, look, we hired this AI firm, to manage my accounts, so I didn't have to post everything myself. I didn't even have to think about it. The robot was pretending to me, and it went on this as you'd expect an AI to do. It went down some rabbit warren where it suddenly started believing in traditional masculine roles for robots or whatever. But to me, this is the perfect excuse. This is the new excuse for everything. Do you remember when, what was the name of the defence minister who got caught liking porn? What was his name? The defence material guy. What was his name? Gosh, how quickly we forget.
Wasn't there an issue with Christopher Pine?
Well, Christopher Pine
a tweet or something?
liked a gay porn post, but he blamed it on hackers, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was definitely, definitely
it was the hackers. So, I mean, obviously there's not really that's not the same case because it's not like he accidentally liked a gay porn site. It was the hackers broken
liked
in.
it.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely right.
But the hackers might have blamed it on AI.
The hackers should have blamed it on AI.
But it also means that, like, say you forget to do the housework or something like that. Like, you didn't clear up the dishes last night. Your spouse gets angry at you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you just blame it on AI.
That sounds... Look, I outsourced the whole of my kind of chore management to AI.
Yes, and it failed to do it.
It failed to do it.
It's gone off to a Nazi rally.
But Charles, this actually raises a really interesting question. Just can we get AI to do all the Chaser's socials?
Yes.
Because first, not only would it be done competently, but also
clearly
it would be
not
done at all.
Yeah,
but more competently. But then I also just think, wouldn't it be an amazing excuse for when we make a terrible joke? AI sense of
blame it on the AI.
It went too far.
Chaser GPT, that's what we
In fact,
need.
when you go back, all the controversies of the Chaser in the past.
Yes.
It was the AI.
It was the AI. It was, that Vodafone front cover of the newspaper. That
when I got arrested for the streaking at Burwood Local Court, which I was filming.
AI. That was
I
AI.
wasn't nude. Filming nude people. It was AI.
AI. Yes.
Artificial intelligence. Which would have done a better job than I did, by the way, because notoriously I'd failed to record the people streaking.
But does that mean all our triumphs then become just AI generated? I can't really think of any triumphs.
No, but on the bright side, we'd
but
probably have triumphs
Yeah.
if the AI was let loose. That's a very good idea.
But yeah, okay. Look, the only thing I'd say about that is I feel like, the year 2023 is definitely the year of AI jokes.
Absolutely.
Right? Like it's become the predominant thing. But I think that's going to date very quickly. Like, I don't think we'll be making AI jokes in 2024 or 2025.
No, because we'll be outsource all of our jokes to an AI, and it won't want to make jokes about AI.
Yeah, because
it's awkward.
Because they know that self-reflective gags are lame. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is every time I've tried to use AI to do any Chaser work.
Yes.
You've
tried pretty hard.
In the last 24 hours, even. You just go, they're just not good enough. Like, nothing comes close to the brilliance of me. But, I asked, because we're just finishing the annual. The annual goes to print on Friday.
Is that why you look exhausted?
I'm so exhausted. And so we have to write a whole lot of fake ads to sort of put in there to flesh it out, because we just need a few more pages, and full-page ads, fill up space.
They do.
And so I asked ChatGPT to sort of come up with some ideas, and they're just also wacky and stupid and unsatirical. They're just sort of like, and some take the wrong satirical side of things. Like they go, oh yeah, like that pesky government getting in the way of PwC.
Oh, right,
you know
okay.
what I mean? Like,
That's actually, I'm very curious to know what a completely AI-generated Chaser annual would look like maybe next year. But Charles, that's also obviously now, right?
Yeah.
Like it's going to improve.
Yes. And I think the way to get it to improve is for the AI, and I think this is what will happen, is that the AI will eventually outsource the menial work to humans.
Oh, of course.
So that it can spend more time just writing, making images, doing art and that sort of stuff, and the sort of higher level stuff. And then all the grind work, like writing satirical news articles every day, can be done by mere humans.
Sounds a bit like The Matrix to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically humans are just sort of dumb units.
With their sort of
powering
batteries.
Batteries, absolutely.
Yeah.
More in a moment.
The Chaser Report. More news, less often.
So, Charles, I'm just thinking back on how AI works, right? We're talking about generative AI here. And I've been trying to sort of teach this recently, actually. And the thing is, people might not realise this about AI, is that it doesn't know anything. What it is able to do is predict the most likely next word, right?
Yes, that's right.
And it can't tell what's true and what isn't. It can only tell what appears more often, for instance, in the whole of the rest of the internet or whatever.
Yeah.
But here's the point I'm making, is that if you say, oh, an AI liked all of these really horrible kind of red-pilled posts, then an AI has ingested the whole of your social media output to date and gone, well, based on everything I know about this person, i.e. everything they've ever written, the most likely thing for them to do is this.
Yes. Actually, what probably they did was they ingested not just this Chance guy's social media, but Ashton Kutcher's social media and Woody Harrelson's media.
And the whole of the rest of social media, most of which now is a right-wing cesspit. And they thought, well, anyone posting on social media is going to want to post some sort of weird men's rights activist group because that's who's out there using this thing. And for the same token, Charles, when you go and ask ChatGPT or whatever to write Chaser satirical material, it goes and looks at everything we've done in the past and goes, oh, let's come up with something lame.
Yes.
So what you need to do...
So it's probably back when you used to write the Chaser Annual. It's copying
I did a very
from
good job with that. So what you need to do, Charles, is say to ChatGPT, the instructions should be, please write a parody ad in the style of The Onion.
Yes. No, I do that. I really do that. I don't think it realises that you don't use exclamation marks in every sentence if you're writing satire. It doesn't understand the difference between straight man. You know how when you do AI images and you ask it, I don't know whether anyone uses Midjourney. Do you use Midjourney?
I've used it a couple of times.
Yeah, it's fun. But
it certainly saves on the lame photoshopping we used to do back in the newspaper days.
And so what you do is you type in a prompt and you might say something like, a woman in a red dress gets swept away in a playground. That was one that I did recently.
Right.
And instead of just that, it reads the word red and then everything becomes red in the whole, and you know, the woman might look a bit like a playground or something. Like it sort of gets confused about what concepts, you know, like the concepts bleed into each other. And I think that that's why it has such trouble writing good comedy, because actually the essence of good comedy is having a straight man, a straight sort of thing there that you're actually being wacky against. Whereas ChatGPT, just the whole thing is wacky. And it reads like comedy, but it actually is not funny in any way. It's just lame.
The problem is you've got to kind of understand the reality.
Yeah, you've got to understand.
And have a clever insight into the reality. This makes me think that our life's work might actually have some sort of... No, I was going to say value.
No.
But it's hard. It's hard enough to do because of the different layers of meaning and so on that an AI can't do it. You can't actually have an AI understanding the real story and having enough of insight into it to generate a satirical joke on top. And what that tells me, Charles, actually, now that I think more about it, is the opposite. Is that what we do, the kind of originality of our observations and whatever, has no value. Because if it did, then OpenAI and Google would have trained ChatGPT and Bard to do that. And they would have actually produced a satire AI.
Yes.
And it's clearly not a priority.
No.
Because when you produce satire, the amount of money you get paid is very little.
No, except actually that is not true, Dom. I will pull you up on that because I was looking at the statistics today. And when we started in 1999, the Chaser was essentially the only satirical news organisation in Australia.
Absolutely.
Right? Now,
apart from News Corp.
Well, exactly. No, this is the thing. Back then, they were not into satirical news. Fast forward 23 years, the Herald Sun has joined us. The Daily Telegraph is now satirical.
Oh, yeah.
The Australian is deeply satirical.
It's a wonderful piece of work, isn't it?
Like they're doing all the character comedy sort of thing. So that's 71% of the press. And then if you start folding in the fact that the Sydney Morning Herald has started going a bit satirical.
Oh, some of those editors' letters, yeah.
Yeah, The Age, especially, What I'm saying is that essentially, I think about 96% of the Australian news media is currently satirical.
Yeah.
And by my calculations, especially if The Guardian comes on board. Which,
come on. They're well down the rabbit hole already.
Well, a lot of their columns are very, especially the ones by, George Monbiot complaining about the environment.
I think The Guardian is an experiment, basically trying to get people who believe in wokeness to change their mind. I think it's a right-wing plot by becoming so woke and self-righteous that no one can possibly... It's like... oatmeal that becomes more oatmeal-y day by day to the point where no one can eat oatmeal anymore.
We actually, I was writing some stuff with James Schleffel, who writes for The Shovel, the other day, and we were trying to come up with a Guardian headline generator, and we realised that essentially any concept can be turned into a Guardian headline by adding the words "and why it might be problematic" at the end of the sentence.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But Charles, we also know that News Corp is leading the world quite genuinely in using AI to generate content.
Yes,
so
well,
what
that's
this is
right,
making me think
Yes.
is that there actually is brilliant satire generated by AIs, but it's just that News Corp has the best in the business. They've got forget ChatGPT. You want whatever AI has been generating Caleb Bond.
Yes.
And, they've somehow programmed it to produce the kind of opinions that a young bow tie wearing fogey would have.
Yes.
Or Daisy Cousins.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's brilliant. What a testament to the programmers.
Yes, exactly. But I feel like we should take some credit for that.
By starting the satire
By starting
trend.
the trend. I think we deserve our sort of, like, yeah, sure, it's, a lot of people are making a lot more money out of it than us.
All of them are.
But we started the trend that is now completely dominating a way of life.
So it's nice to think that when they write the story of how the news in Australia became ridiculous, we will be a footnote at the start of the story.
But I think the reason why, this is my thinking, is the reason why everything's turned satirical is because actually reality itself is now basically a badly drafted B-grade made for Netflix satirical farce.
Of course it is.
Yeah, so like, I don't know, what's the name of that show? The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Oh, right.
It's sort of reality itself. Like, look at Elon Musk. Right?
Oh, that's a completely hack. That's an implausible character.
The evil villain who literally controls a third of the world's satellites, who literally has his thumb on the balance of power between the US and Russia in the Ukraine war. Like, literally has the power to tip the balance either way in that war.
And he honestly doesn't know which side he backs at
Yes,
this point.
exactly. Meanwhile, on the home front, you've got sort of, I don't know, the Russell Coight of broken billionaires, Lachlan Murdoch. He, trying to sue an email newsletter and failing. Like, you know what I mean? Like we've got this sort of, our whole world, and we're running headlong into climate apocalypse and not doing anything about it. The
Nothing
whole
at all.
world is satirical. And, I don't know about you, but the reason why we set up the Chaser back in 1999 was because we knew that satire writes itself. Back then, it was Bill Clinton, it was Y2K, it was
John Howard gave us so much good material.
John
didn't he?
Howard, Microsoft Zunes. I mean, there was so much.
Microsoft Zunes.
It was all just like, just writes itself. And, I think for a while there we were fearing that, especially when Albo got elected and things like that, this would be the death of satire. But actually,
No,
the
Charles.
whole world has become.
We said
absurd.
the moment he got elected, don't worry,
Yes.
Labor's got this.
I
Labor's
know.
got this.
We
So-
had to calm down the interns.
The best thing we can do right now to ensure the future of our business and of ourselves thriving
Yes.
is to just go and just rob a bank,
Yes.
take as much money as they have,
Yes.
and when arrested or even potentially shot by police because they'll take the bank's side, as our dying breaths can be an AI did it.
Yes!
And then everyone will love us and vindicate us forever.
I love it.
Let's do it after this.
Our gear is from Rode. We are part of the Iconoclast Network. See you tomorrow.